Hey, I'm back, family. What's good? This is the underrated one, the grinder. Welcome to my channel. The oh, okay. Let me pause that. Sorry. Let me go it again. Welcome, family. Welcome to my channel, the underrated darkness. Yours truly, the underrated one, the grinder. We got I told you I got a special guest on here from the LDBC, also the MMA world. We gonna chop it up tonight. Um, we're gonna wait for some more. While I'm introduced to him, we're gonna wait for some more people to come in and everything. All right. So anything y'all want to know? Everything subscription, my Facebook, my Twitter, um, my Instagram. All that's in the description. Also I have a PayPal account. Also I have super chat. So if y'all want to donate, feel free. And also I went blank. Okay. So everything in the description. Now I'm gonna bring the special guest from LDBC, that stands for Lions Den Boxing Community, also basketball community, also is LDMMMMAC. I think I said it right. That's part of our community too. The one, I will unmute your mic. The one and only PK and PK Boxing and MMA. PK Boxing and MMA. What's going on, brother?
Underrated one. What is going on, my dude? Thank you
What's
so
going
much for having me on.
on? My pleasure. My pleasure. We're gonna wait for some more people to come in. All right.
All right.
Well, after that, we're gonna talk about some general things until people filled up in here. All right. Yeah. How was your day?
I had a pretty good day. How was your day, brother?
Yeah, it was tiring. I was watching, the hearing about Michael Cohen and stuff, but yeah, you know how it goes, man. They protecting, oh, I can't even say that I monetize. But I forgot
I
to
get it.
catch myself, man. Monitor. So, but they are protecting a president that caused division. And
Absolutely.
and I don't care who you are as American, but that should be something. And these Republicans, they just want to keep on bark. I'm saying they act like little kids, and it's like when it's gonna be a certain time that America gonna see for what it is, and they just some people, I believe they just wicked.
I'm with you.
They just wicked. They don't, they wicked, and they don't belong, and they don't belong, serving. And people gonna say, you talking sport. It's sports and politics, darkness round table. So that goes with it. But we waiting for some more people to fill up in here. But it just at times it just really disturbed me how people just want to just say whatever they want, and they know what's wrong, but I think, well, I have a problem with it. They don't want to speak up.
Is it just me, or has it gotten more disturbing since this current president has taken office?
It's got more.
I,
And then they talk about, it was a congressman comments from Maryland, and he talking about the democracy got to be in check. But I think the key is that yeah, they could try all they want to. It just have to be the people. The people have to get them out. I'm real convinced there are some people just want to keep this going.
It's
I,
it, it, it it's tough, man. It's really tough because I want to. Um, well, I'll just go ahead and say I've as far as politics go, I'm a Democrat. I
okay.
since I was 18, I think the first election I voted in was um I think I voted for 'cause I turned 18 2002, so I think it was Kerry. I think I voted for Kerry.
Oh, you talking about Senator Kerry?
Yeah, I
He,
think I
he
voted for
became,
John
he became
Kerry.
like later on became like the second
Yeah,
secretary of.
the second Bush election, and
Yeah.
then I voted for Obama twice, and then
Okay.
I voted for Hillary. But it's tough for me because I'm realizing now that, in my opinion, the Democratic Party needs a lot of reform and has some people there's some people within the Democratic Party that I don't think um, really need to be there. I'm not really going to get into too many names, but I feel like it's really tough because I want to say, just vote Democrat and the Democrats will vote,
Right.
these guys out of office. But it's like, well, you know, there's Democratic politicians that need to be, that might not need to be there too. And it's just,
Yeah, I
I
agree
think,
on that.
I think overall it just needs a lot of reform. I think the whole political system, the justice system, I think it all needs a lot of reform.
Yeah, I think for me, right, as being a black man, that I think that the Democrats has taken advantage of us and even American people for a long time. And I remember when Obama was like when he became set president second time. The
Right.
Democrats they had Rockwilders. They had people that we going, you know, and it seems like to me this got away from it. Sometimes you gotta punch them and they punch you in your face. You gotta punch them in your mouth. And not give credit to these Republicans. They don't fool you. They go head to head.
Right.
And you gotta respect that. They stick together. Also, I'm saying like, well, I remember it was this congressman named Allen something from Florida. And he was a white guy and he was not playing.
Right. And that's been a criticism of the Democratic Party for a while. Is they don't have much backbone, and they don't like It's about the criticism is, well, the Democratic Party cares more about finger pointing and just pointing out all these bad things that they're doing and not really actually doing anything about it, or actually contributing to it on some, or being part of some corruption themselves. So I
Yeah.
would like to see the Democratic Party, as Black Fight Fan TV would say, stud up a little bit on the Republicans, and like you said, like punch them in the mouth, like fight back a little bit harder and take control of your own party. I don't want to see the Democrats doing the same things that the Republicans are doing. I do think that overall their goals are nobler, and I think that in theory their policies are better for the Black community, but I think too often recently and throughout history we've seen, like you said, the Democratic Party take advantage of the Black community, and then just have all this corruption within their own ranks. It's
Yeah.
it's
And,
kind of
and,
tough to see
yeah,
that.
right. And I think that what the Democrats is doing wrong and everything, you gotta have strong surrogates. And you just cannot have seeing of surrogates. You gotta have strong surrogates for years. And I think that's really hurting the Democrats too. And then their messages are very, very muddy. You don't know where they come from. You don't know where they stand for. And And I think that I feel like us as Americans, I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
that we gotta be more educated who we vote for. We gotta be more educated that that we fighting for. And then you know,
Well, I'll say this. I'm in the DMV area now, but I was a Virginia voter for a long time, and I voted for Justin Fairfax, and
mhm.
I voted for Northam, and I mean, what's happened with them has really been a bad black eye on the Democratic Party, and I don't even really know. Um, I need to look more into the particulars of all that to see what was really going on. But it's like, man, like I just
And yeah, and
I hate
Northern,
to see that kind of stuff.
yeah, and Northern do not want to um he don't want to like give up. Oh yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to the underrated darkness channel. I with my brother, the one and only PK Boxing and MMA. We gonna chop it up in a few minutes. We just wait for some more people to come in and stuff because I know like sometimes YouTube is slow.
Yeah, they're funny
So
style, man. They've been real funny lately.
yeah. Cause sometimes I send out invites. And one time people said I just got invite like 40 minutes. I mean 40 minutes, I ain't had nobody. Then after 40 minutes, everybody came.
Yeah, YouTube will like take away my. I'll give people wrenches, and they'll take away the wrenches from my moderators.
I heard about that.
It's weird. It's really
I
weird.
heard it was like, yeah. Because one time there was somebody said, you had me blocked. I said, yeah. I didn't block it. None of my moms are blocked. So I had to go in and unblock the person. I know none of the mods I have blocked them.
Yeah, well, 78 was saying that too. 78 said there were all these people blocked, and there was like, there's no way, and I know that like the guys that he was mentioning, I was like, there's no way those guys should be blocked. Like, like it's either it's a mole, someone with an agenda or a vendetta, excuse me, or it's YouTube being funny, or YouTube going in there and blocking people or something. It's just really weird.
Mhm.
It could be both, but I would not surprise me at all if YouTube has something to do with it.
I like, wow. Yeah. So I had to look. I didn't see the person at first. So I waited a few days and I went back to it. When I see the person that's happened, I said, this is crazy. I
That's
say, yeah.
weird.
You know what? I say, yeah, you know what? What is Sunny Boxing Talk? Welcome, my brother. Watch out for Sunny Boxing Talk and Malik Omar's channel. They're gonna start summer very soon. So watch out for Sunny Boxing Talk and Malik. Sunny Boxing Talk and Malik. So watch out for their channel very soon. Welcome, Kenneth Nash. And also this is Sports and Politics, Darkness Roundtable with brother PK Boxing and MMA. He do talk about boxing, but his thing is MMA. We gonna talk about a lot of stuff that y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even have a clue what's going on in MMA. And again, I do have a PayPal account, and I do have Super Chat. And if you don't want to donate, it's fine. Hit the like button. It doesn't bother. But if you could donate, that'd be greatly appreciated. So again, brother, introduce yourself again, please.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. This is PK Boxing and MMA. You can follow me on YouTube at PK Boxing and MMA. I'm gonna get my. I haven't been on social media other than YouTube for a while, but I think I'm gonna get my Twitter started back up. So yeah, I might look for me on a couple other platforms as well. But yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. This is it really is an honor and a blessing. Salute to Sonny's Boxing Talk and Malik Omar, and peace to everyone else in the chat as well.
Yeah. And oh boy, what did I do? Okay, let me see. I think I did something wrong. Let me see. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, we go on family. We just waiting because a few hours ago, PK Boxing and MMA. He did it. He always. Oh yeah, I want y'all to support the brother too.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I've for the time being, I'm trying to go live every day around 3:30, 3:45 Eastern Standard Time, and just yeah, I just like to break down MMA, particularly UFC fights, and I'm getting into I'm learning about the sport every day, and I'm also getting into learning a lot about the business, and particularly the dirty, the dark, seedy underbelly of the MMA world, if you will.
Yeah, we're gonna wait another 5 more minutes, brother. Then we're gonna like get this going. We can still talk about basic stuff, politics, but we're gonna get it going because see, like some people coming in now. I'm still waiting for your peeps. Come on now. I'm due for the PK Boxing MMA. Come on now. He announced it. He announced y'all, a few hours ago. Come on now.
Yes, salute to Junior the Truth. I put out the announcement in the Smoke City Mobcast. But yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. So come on with it, LDBC.
That's right. Did I put it down? Yeah. And also, I did a underrated sports talk. Underrated music talk about the late great Sister Rosetta Park. I want y'all to check that out and everything. Kenneth Nash, welcome. Thanks for coming. And we'll wait like 5 more minutes. Then we'll get this going. Again, this is not a interview. We're just chopping it up, but we're gonna ask some questions and we're gonna learn more about PK boxing and MMA. Special guest for the night. I'm glad everybody is coming and everything.
Yeah, man, it's good to be here at the round table.
Oh yeah, Sonny. I mean PK, he said Sonny said type some in the chat right now.
Okay.
Sonny said type some in the chat right now. Again, welcome, family to come. There it is. So that's his channel right there. All right. Let me see.
Yeah, I appreciate the support, you guys.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. I appreciate this.
Yeah. Yeah. We got you. We got you. We got you. Oh shoot. Got you. We got you covered. We take care out here.
I see my brother Jay Dixon. Salute, Jay. What's going on, man?
Oh, Jay Dixon in the house. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Anytime, Sonny. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, Jay Dixon. We're gonna wait for some more people to come in. Monique Hill, thank you. Thanks for coming. Well, I told you, they filling up now. We're gonna wait for some more because I know he told his people on his side to come. So I'm trying to be fair. When was this? Let's be fair. I know how YouTube is. I do. I know how YouTube is sometimes and everything. Again, welcome. No. Hold on, family. What's going on here? Okay. So, how you feel, brother? You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm good, man. I'm doing good. I just got settled into a new place.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna have a nice setup, and I was mentioning this to you earlier. I definitely I'm gonna start having some Google Hangout chats.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely am gonna have you on.
Appreciate that.
And some of the other brothers in the LDBC, and start getting it cracking on this MMA thing.
Yeah. Oh, BK, yo, thanks for coming, brother. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Black Ham TV, the GOAT is in the building. Salute.
Salute, salute, salute.
Candy Romero, I see you, sister.
All right, Candy, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Well, I'm trying to wait for some more people. His peoples is coming. Yo, come on now. Y'all not being fair to the brother. Let me stop. I want the brother tell you to come through. You gotta come through now. All right, so we're gonna give it like another 5 more minutes, brother. Then we're gonna get it cracked. How that sound? Hello?
That sounds good to me, brother.
Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, we can get another 5 more minutes. Cause I know welcome Black Hat TV. LWC. So again, I'm gonna say this, family. I got a PayPal account, also super chat. Any of y'all want to donate? Be very much appreciated. If not, hit the like button. No problem.
Smash the like button.
Yeah, smash the hell out that like button, y'all. Got a brother that knows boxing. Don't get me wrong, he do, but he knows MMA in and out, and also, y'all gonna know some things. And even the woman is in the chat. We also gonna talk about women MMA too. So stay tuned for that. So thank you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. You know what, brother? Let's get this. Let's get this crack. Let's get this crack. And again, What again, family? Welcome to my sports and politics darkness roundtable with my brother PK Boxing and MMA. That's his channel. I know him for a while. Great brother, know his stuff, know about different belts and everything, know about different types of martial arts and everything. But we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it going. We're gonna get this thing cracking. Now, brother, introduce yourself, please.
Underrated one. You are too kind. Yeah, man. This is PK Boxing and MMA. Yeah, I've been a fan of the sport for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say I started watching the UFC. I would say in the mid 2000s. The fights the first some of the first fights I remember watching um live were like Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell, those fights. So I would say yeah, around mid 2000s.
All right, mid 2000s. Now, again, family, this is not an interview. We just chopping it up.
Yeah. So yeah, I started watching since about the mid 2000s. But I would say what really got me into watching the UFC was Lyoto Machida. That was my dude, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Machida
a
was my dude.
legend, a legend.
Yeah, so I there was something about the karate style, and I was hooked, man. That's what got me into karate. I did Shotokan karate for about 5 years. I have a brown belt in Shotokan. Um, and yeah,
Explain that, please, in
yeah.
case the ones who know. Can you break it down, please, before we continue?
You mean as far as karate goes,
Yeah,
or my
yeah, different belts. I want you to break down the different belts when they fight and then fight in martial arts because I know there are different belts in different degrees. You know what I mean?
yeah, definitely. So karate. I'll say this: there's different belt systems for different martial arts.
Gotcha.
Now karate, if I'm not mistaken, karate adopted the belt system from judo.
Uh-huh.
That was kind of the first, and the gi as well, if I'm not mistaken. And so that, but within, and then you have taekwondo that kind of branched off of karate, and that
Mm-hmm.
has its own belt system. But generally, it's a colored belt system that works its way up to black belt, and then you have
Yeah.
different degrees of black belt.
Right.
So like for like the style of karate I did, Shotokan is like your standard Japanese mainland karate. It's probably the most
Mm-hmm.
popular style of karate. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like as far as like number of people that practice it, but so it goes. The Shotokan belt system goes white belt, yellow belt, orange belt, green belt. There's 2 levels of purple belt and 3 levels of brown belt. But it goes from, it's called a Q system, KYU, and it goes from 9Q to 1Q. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 1Q brown belt. So I'm the brown belt right before you test for black belt.
Oh
Um,
wow. Okay.
so man, when I'm trying to think of the last time I actually went to did karate training. It's been a little while, but the last time I really was serious about it, I I'm like, if I was to train for 6 months straight, I could test for black belt, because you have to, when you get to that point, they want you to be really serious about it, and you can't just like, because I, as far as like sparring and stuff, I could hold my own against black belts, but it's a very traditional style of karate, so they want you to be on point with the katas, and all the movements that you're doing. You have a very specific set of movements that you have to perform when you test for black belt, and you have to be on point with them. So you can't just be like, oh, you can do well in sparring. Like, they want you to take the time to learn the actual, traditional movements and katas and stuff. So it's a very traditional style, but like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for example, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it it takes a while to get to black belt.
Mhm.
In karate, like you can get to black belt, I feel. Um, I feel like it takes about 3 years. Some
Okay.
can do it sooner, but it takes about 3 years. I did about 2 or 3 years of like solid training where I was going 2 or 3 times a week, but I moved shortly after that, and I kind of like I wasn't able to go as often, and I kind of lost focus, and I had other things going on, like blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm at a point now where I'd have to go back and train for like 6 months straight, and then I could test for black belt. Um, but yeah, that was kind of been like that was kind of my karate journey. But that was like, yeah, Machida was like that kind of set it all off for me. As far as watching MMA and being really serious about watching MMA, and then also my martial arts journey itself. So
Yeah. So also, so where you was born at? Where you was where you was raised at?
I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Where really Razorbacks?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Woo Pig Suey. And
Oh,
yeah,
get out of here. So that's Clint. The Clint's from Arkansas,
yeah, yep, yes,
and
and
then after that you moved to DMV.
yeah. Yeah, when I was 16, I moved to Virginia, Central Virginia, Charlottesville area, and then I lived there for a while. I lived in Richmond for a few years, but I'm in the DMV area now.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you. Oh, let me read this for that. Sonny. Got some competition, bro. He said, Sonny. He said I had degrees in judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and kickboxing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. I don't want to see Sonny on the ground.
Yo, Sonny, I'm just letting you know, man. We cool, all right? I'm just saying. We cool. Whatever it is, man, let me shake your hand. You weak, we good, all right? I'm just putting it out there. We good, all right, bro? Wherever it is. Also, he was a wrestler in high school, too. That's impressive.
Yeah,
He started young. Yeah, that's true, Sonny. He started because that's how PK did. He started young. Okay, I'm happy about that and everything. So, do you ever follow boxing?
do I follow? Yo, yeah, yeah. I definitely follow boxing. And actually, being like involved with the LDBC, I've learned so much about like boxing as a business. I've learned a lot about it as a sport too. But yeah, I've definitely been following boxing seriously for the last couple years.
Okay, cool. The ones in the chat, please. MMA. MMA was calling me. PK Boxer MMA. He put his channel in there. Please support him. Please. You know what I'm saying? Support him and participate. Support and participate. Okay, brother. Okay, all right. That sounds all right. Now, who's your favorite boxer?
My favorite boxer, Deontay Wilder.
Okay. Hey, you can't go wrong with that.
He's
And
my favorite
everything.
fighter. Period.
Yeah, we gonna get into boxing a little bit, and then we really gotta touch on MMA. We gotta touch MMA. How do you feel um when Deontay Wilder's supposed to fight Furry and Furry backed out and signed? He signed with ESPN, right?
Yeah, yeah. I deal with it.
Right. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a huge duck. It's a huge
Uh,
duck, Deontay Wilder. The way he like he was acting right after the fight.
right.
He was so cocky in those interviews. He was doing with all the British television, and then do you remember he was on the treadmill and was sending out all that
Yes.
social media stuff. Like,
Yes.
oh, I'm training for you, D. I'm ready for you. You better be ready for me. All this bullshit, and then
Right.
and now then there was nothing, and then he signs with ESPN. So yeah, it's a duck to me.
Yeah, I say it like this though. There are some people. There's some people thinking that, oh yeah, you gonna know it just happened. No, it been happened. They had it all timed out, and then there are some people said that he want to fight somebody to warm up him. No, he already got your warm ups when you first came back. You got your warm ups and that. You
Yeah,
know,
he already had his tune-up. And I heard he had a 50-50 offer on the table for a week, and he didn't take it. I heard
yeah.
that too.
And so I said, for me personally, it is a straight up duck. And I don't want to hear, oh, you need some tune-ups to fight Wilder. No, no, you don't.
If he's fighting Wilder, he already had the he already should have been had all the tune-ups he needed. You know.
To me, he ain't need no tune-up. You already fought him. Fight,
Exactly.
do you want to fight the best? That's part of fight the best. But I still say that they all had time. They all had it planned out for a minute. And when it started getting closer, he ran like a chicken. I made up a name for him. You want to hear it?
Hit me with
Big gypsy chicken.
it.
Little big duck. Quack quack gypsy duck. He ran, and then you got them other people. They be saying, "Welcome back, poetic cows," and then you got some. They just talk. I'm saying, like, come on, you see what he done? It doesn't make a deal. Oh, he signed for a network. Come on. Oh, we can still fight it. That's BS.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't. I mean, this is how I look at it. Tyson Fury, and I hate it because I was giving Tyson.
Yeah, you're right, Teddy. You did right.
I was giving Tyson Fury so much props and credit and respect for stepping up and fighting Wilder, and I thought that it was such a great fight, and I was loving the fact that stupid me for thinking that he actually wanted a rematch. I thought, man, this is going to be awesome. The second fight's going to be even better, but I think, man, I think he realized that he got knocked out cold, and
Yeah.
after
No,
he
no,
saw
no.
that video.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what exact. You read my mind. When you see that video, was he knocked out cold?
Yeah, Jack Reese admitted that he was out and and normally he would have waved that fight off, but because it was Tyson Fury, he let him get up, basically, was yelling at him and woke him up, and yeah, I mean that's the rest is history, but that video is there for the world to see, and Tyson saw it, and his dad said he didn't want him his dad said he didn't want him to take the rematch. His wife said she didn't want him to fight Wilder again.
But you know what I say something about that, and I'm not gonna say it's racial overtone. I'm not gonna throw into that. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, but that sounds very peculiar. You a boxer. You get paid to fight the best, and you let outside influence say, no, you shouldn't fight. You should. And to me, I don't. To me, it's crazy. But now we gonna get it. Now we gonna get another fight, and then we gonna jump in MMA. Now the women is in the chat. We will talk about women MMA fighters in a few minutes. I want y'all to stay tuned with that. I want y'all to understand even men's MMA, because there's a lot of things politically that y'all don't know. I know because I watch it, but I want you to understand. Okay, but then let's talk about the fight with Earl Spence and Mike. What's your take on that?
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since last summer, I've been I've just hated that fight for Spence because I think he's just gonna destroy Mikey, and I don't think that. I think he absolutely should get credit for it, but people aren't going to give him credit for it because Mikey's coming up. I think it's almost like Spence is in a lose-lose and Mikey is in a win-win. But yeah, I'm thinking that Spence is gonna put it on Mikey and get him out of there before the middle rounds.
Mhm. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this. I did a song about AJ.
You did a song about AJ?
Yeah, I sure did. It's deep in the archives. I should have,
Oh
I
man.
should, I should have pulled it up and put it in the chat. But it was on the sports. It was on one of my sports shows. I'll do sports shows too. I haven't done it in a while. I gotta really go back because I
Oh
actually
man.
totally forgot. But I think I'm gonna do a song about Mikey. But you know, yeah, I'm gonna do. I think the people, yo. I'm telling you, yeah, I'm gonna do. Some people heard it. I didn't. A lot of people did. A lot of people didn't heard, but there's some heard. They liked it. They said it was funny. But I'm gonna do so much. But you know what I think? I feel like this. I hope there's a near hospital, a ICU unit.
Mm-hmm.
I hope because you did. I say this because you deal with a person. See, people want to talk about, oh yeah, Mikey got experience, and then he been in there like 6 years before. But see, you notice that when you get older, right, your skills slow down. But that means that you gotta learn how to fight intelligently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to
You
develop
gotta really, you
that.
gotta really work on your craft. And
Exactly.
you got to really work on your craft. And you deal with a person that especially he's younger and he's hungry. And then especially he knows that you call him out, oh yeah, I see something. And then you got no good in juicy county, Victor County. It just all this stuff is messed up, man. I'm saying like I'm just saying that I think that Spence, he gonna do what he gotta do. Yeah, yeah. Oh yes. Sonny said he thinks he could hurt Spence coming in. He better hurt him, cause if it ain't no pity, if it's pity pack, I'm telling you, Spence walking him down, and Micah could escape all he want to, but you know, I believe people are sleeping on Spence IQ. I really believe that. I think when Spence gets you in the corner, and you know what I'm saying, and on the rope side, you're not going to move. So you gotta have intelligence to do that. Your foot and your footing had to be situated. Your body, everything got to work in motion, and he knows how to get you out.
He knows how to cut the ring off really well. And he knows how to, like, Spence isn't a guy that has like crazy like head movement at like punch slipping ability. Spence's defense is like he parries very well and he blocks a lot of shots on his hands. He catches them on his gloves.
Yeah.
And he blocks very well.
Yeah, and he blocks very well. And at the same time, he's not been tested. He always say, I got a lot I got a lot of tools. And I think that what Mikey has to do, he cannot engage inside a lot. Because to me, that was his strength. He cannot be on the ropes. He had to feel him out. When he knows he's trying to corner him, and he knows, I'm saying as a southpaw, when he told you know when you throw the southpaw, they trying to cut you when they trying to plant that right foot, and that's what they trying to corner you. What he gotta do, he got to feel him.
Yeah.
He got to feel him and move away. You hear what I'm saying? Make him unbalanced. Because Spence is very light-footed when he gets you.
Yeah, and so they're both. It'll be a mirror image fight. So they'll both be open to the power hand.
Yeah,
And I think Spence has a longer reach, and he's just I think he's just so much. Well, it will be interesting though. It's funny you mentioned Victor Conti because it'll be real interesting to see what Mikey's power is looking like. He didn't really he didn't stop Adrian Broner. He did hurt Robert Easter, but he didn't stop him. So it'd be interesting to see what he looks like after going through this whole snack program. See what kind of Scooby snacks old Victor cooked up
I,
there.
yeah, I think that Mikey go trying to protect his body, but the face gonna be open, and it's not going to be fun.
Well, I noticed that Mikey uses the eye guard a lot. I mean, he might adjust but Spence has a good left hook. Spence has a really good left hook.
Right? He do. He really do. He not he and his left hook is very fast too. He not a dub. He not a double. And then you notice that of his fights, he knows how to double up on his jab when he gets inside. Even like even like when he not a double, he throw it up there. He's not gonna throw it in your face. He throw it up there when you think he gonna come with the come with the right. That's when he dig in deep with the body shot. Then he come with the upper. And a lot of people don't understand this too. Spence got an uppercut too.
He does.
So I think that the trainer with Spence, they're gonna bring it's gonna be slick. I believe they're gonna have some wrinkles. And I think that what Mikey had to, I know they said they're gonna Mikey gonna ring, he gonna rely on ring ring ship and all that way how you doing, but in boxing, as you already know, you gotta learn to adapt to different styles. And I think that they gonna think that Spence is gonna come in, but I think that I feel this, and I want to throw it back at you before we get to MMA. That I believe, yeah, yeah, I agree, Sonny. You said Mickey might has great defense, but he may die in the ring. I'm telling you, core ICO. But what I think about PK is this: that I really believe that they gonna set traps for Mikey.
Yeah.
I think they gonna see something. Mike gonna see something that he was not acquitted of. Oh no, thank you, Annette. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, JJ, this is Spence might just work him from the outside until he crack him, and Mikey needs had good feet for the fight. Yeah, he better his stamina. Thank you, Annette, so much. I appreciate that. But that's the thing about it, though. Thank you so much, beautiful one in that beat. Thank you so much. And that's the thing about it, bro. That's the thing about it. That's a good point, Jay Dixon. You were saying that he gotta have good. He got to have great stamina. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
has to have the stamina. And I'm saying that he got to channel his stamina though, because he gotta hit. He gotta hit him, and then it's gotta stick, because Spence is gonna walk you down.
That's what he does.
He's gonna walk you down, and he gets stronger in mid rounds. Now a lot of people don't understand this, but he do. Like I said, a lot of people, but he understands this. He knows how you breathe. This is the thing that I always want to. People don't think I don't know about it, but I do. You gotta see they breathing mannerisms. You gotta see how they sweat. You gotta see how they sit down, how they put their head down, how they pour the water in their head, how they revive. These are things that people don't like to talk about, but I talk about. I look at little stuff like that. And if Mikey get tired before the mid rounds, it's gonna be a matter of time. Because I say this, and I'm gonna throw it at you. We're gonna get MMA. figured Mikey out, I said, with the third and fourth round, right? That means Mikey had to go against what he trained for. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That means I got to go straight up because everything I do is not working. And that's gonna play in Spence. And I would tell Spence, take your time, he's gonna come. And when he gonna come, let him come to you.
He
And
has.
huh? Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, PK.
I agree. I was just going to piggyback off what you're saying. Like Mikey has to come to Spence. He has to get Spence's respect. If he just, I think he does have to be on his bike and box. But he also has to get Spence's respect, or Spence is just going to walk him down.
Right.
He has to get Spence second guessing his kind of stalking approach. I don't know if he can do that. I don't know if Mikey can do that. I just don't know if Mikey's that kind of fighter.
But I think that Mikey have to give him different looks.
I agree.
He had to give him different look. When I'm talking about different looks, he had to probably come with a southpaw to throw him off, and then go back to his usual orthodox. And I'm talking about switch up a little bit. Give him some. I'm talking about not throwing the fight. Give him some looks. Give him something to think about. And I think that Mikey had to go 1, 2, 3, back out. But he had to be on a bicycle. And I'm saying like this though, Mikey has to be in great shape. And I hope that the speed and strength coach of them that help him with his stamina. I really believe they got to, because they working on that. And so I said this, and again, thanks on that B. And I hope everything all right. Wherever Mercy, yeah, take care. Thank you so much. Appreciate that for the super chat. And
saluting that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that means a lot. And the thing is, all I can say, I see you. That's all I'm saying. You want a card, Mikey? I'm just saying, set it up. Set it up. Now that we got boxing out the way, all right. Now we go to the main thing we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the fighters in the MMA, and also we're gonna talk about about the dirty politics of MMA that some of y'all might not know about. So you brought some information to us, PK.
Yes, sir.
Hold that thought. Sonny said, read what you said. Wait, let me see. I think I did read it, Sonny. See. Mickey has great defense, but he may die in the ring. Okay. And he said what you think when he said that
about that last comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mikey he is defensively responsible. I think he's just gonna have to fight the best possible fight, and he's gonna have to be, for the most part, mistake free. I think, man, another thing I think Spence does really well. Just to one last thing is he varies his punch speed up really well in his he puts his combinations together really well, but he varies up the punch speed, so it's not just as a predictable thing. And I think Mikey, like you said, Mikey has to mix it up himself, and he can't. I think he has to get Spence's respect. I think he's going to have to be pretty damn good on defense, and he's going to have to, just like you said, give Spence different looks. if he wants to have a
Mhm.
chance. I just don't know if that's possible.
Mhm. Okay. Now we're gonna switch it up now. Now we're gonna talk about MMA. I know you have some information that you gather for this, and let's talk about the dirtiness of MMA, how they treat the fighters. But first, let's talk about the dirty, no good Dana White. And I want you to explain to people about him and in the fight, how he treat the fighters, and in the racial content and all that. How did you know?
Oh man, well, that's a hell of a question, JT. And where do we start? With old cue ball, as I like to call him.
Well, let's talk about Dana White. Let's talk about the
Yeah,
slimy.
old cue ball. So cue ball has he's been with the UFC um pretty much since the beginning. He just a little background in case people might not
Yeah, go
know.
ahead.
He he was with the company since the Fertitta brothers bought it. They had it for a while, but Dana White is the president. He's the figurehead. He's in charge of most everything at the UFC. But man, he definitely let me start this off by saying that boxing and UFC, the pay, the whole structure of the sport, as far as the business, or I'd say the structure of the business aspect of it, is just totally different. Um, so in boxing, you got all these different sanctioning bodies. Um, you know, WBC, WBO, IBF, WBA. You know, in MMA or whatever, it's just the one organization. It's just the UFC or it's Bellator. So the power structure is a little different um, from a promoter standpoint. In boxing, you've got all these different promoters fighting each other and getting into these bidding wars, and well, you don't really have that in the UFC. You just have excuse my language, you just have fucking Dana White,
Mhm.
and Dana White pretty much whatever he says goes. And a lot of times it's at the expense of the fighters. The fighters, they don't get paid nearly what boxers get paid.
Mhm. Wow. Okay. Now, when you say that, right? Now, because that also goes for MMA women fighters too.
Right.
It's men and women family. They not getting paid. They not getting up sponsors. So sometimes they have to go outside to get paid.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a good point, JT. And another thing that changed a lot of that was the Reebok deal.
Mm-hmm.
The Reebok deal changed a lot of that, because where before fighters could kind of have their own designs on they could kind of design their outfits the way you want to. They all had trademark colors, or some guys would have more of like they would look more like Muay Thai or kickboxing, you know shorts. So they could have their sponsors. They could have that was the thing. They could have their own sponsors, and they could
Right.
put that on their shorts. So when you see, a guy head kicking the other one, you see whatever. It's a great way, for sponsors to get whatever advertising for their stuff. But they took that away with the Reebok deal. They
Mm.
they took that away from the fighters, so that they couldn't get their own sponsorships. Um, they just had these Reebok fight kits, basically. So it's these really standardized, with little variation, um, less control over the colors and just less individual control. You can't put any kind of sponsors or anything like that. It's just Reebok and all the other sponsors and stuff. Some they just put on the octagon. So that was to me a big slap in the face to the fighters. And it took a lot of potential money and chances for them to make money away from them.
Okay, but let me ask you this question. We already know, but explain to people why that Dana White has stopped endorsements to come in MMA and even the UCW. And for years I noticed this, that these fighters, they force them to wear the symbol of UFC, but they're not getting paid for it.
Nope.
And so I want you to explain to the family why this keep on going on and why Dana White has his hands in everything, and others and corporations and companies.
Well, I mean, you just said it right there. It's like a lot of things in America. It's a corporation, it's a business, um, and like a lot of other things in America, you got a greedy white guy in charge of it. And that's Dana White.
Right.
So that some of it just kind of goes with the territory. But it's interesting compared to boxing because you can put such a focus on one guy and you can really see like how some of it is unfolding based on the stuff that he does. If you pay attention long enough and watch Dana White and how he moves long enough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's they're not even, the fighters aren't even employees of the UFC. I don't know if the family out there knew that they're independent contractors, so they're not even treated like employees. They don't get benefits. Uh, they and if I'm wrong on any of this, definitely correct me. I'm learning a lot about this sport every day, but as far as I understand, they're independent contractors, and they the pay is based on winning. Obviously, they make a certain amount to show and a certain amount to win.
Mm-hmm. And understand this, family, before we continue. When they fight, when you fight boxing, you get a certain percentage. And in MMA, the women's and men, they don't get how they get no percentage.
They have to fight tooth and nail
Nail.
to get pay-per-view points.
They get paid. They get mentored. To understand what MMA, he said to fight, but we gotta go one thing better than one thing more than this. They have to be mentioned. Some of these fighters had to fight for years just to get on the main event. We ain't talking about pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, that's if you get to pay-per-view.
If
You're lucky to get on the main event.
Explain that, please.
Yeah, getting on a main event is a big deal. Like, unless like I was saying before, it's a business. So they are looking. Dana White doesn't give a shit about what you've been through, how many fights you've had, how many wins you've had. All he cares about is, are you entertaining? Are you a star? Are you going to fucking make me money? Mm-hmm. That's all he cares about. So if you're not that, if you don't have that it factor or whatever, that star power, you're good fucking luck. You're just going to have to you're going to have to fight literally for scraps. Mm-hmm. Be lucky to get a main event spot, be lucky to get some recognition, and but yeah, it's bad, man. I think I'm trying to remember his name, but it's another it's a young YouTuber that I follow. His name is FPS Vision, but there's a guy on his channel that goes by Chronic Soldier, and he's an amateur. He was an amateur MMA fighter, and he was telling me one time that he got like $100 to $100 to show, $100 to win.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Say that again.
This is an amateur fight now, and but it's amateur, but still, $100 to show, $100 to win.
Wow.
That's kind of where it starts, and it doesn't. You're getting, even in the UFC fighters are getting, some of them are getting like a couple thousand to show, a couple thousand to win, and you got to understand too, they got to pay their trainers. They got to pay for their camp. They got to pay for their meals. They got to pay for all that stuff themselves. They're not like, they don't get any kind of like, they're just independent contractors.
Yeah. Now, explain to the people, explain to the family in the chat that, is there a difference how Dana White treat the MMA men fighters and women's fighters, or is us the same?
Well, I would say, yes, they don't. I mean, and it's just kind of, I believe personally, just my opinion, I think that's kind of just like a fundamental problem, like with sexism in general. But yeah, I think there's an aspect of that in mixed martial arts as well. You don't get quite as much push. There are some similarities in that regard as far with men's MMA, but whatever you're talking about you're talking about even less exposure. There's less fighters. There's really only a couple of really like superstars as far as women go, so they just get less push overall compared to the men. But yeah, either women's and men's, unless you're a superstar, you just have to you really just have to do it for the love, seriously, and the glory,
Yeah, and also, fam, before we continue, the MMA ladies and men, because when you fight boxing, like when you see, every sport do get piece of money of the television contracts, cable contracts. None of the fighters in the MMA don't get none of that.
Not unless you're a superstar. Only if you are a superstar.
Right. You got to be a superstar. But even if you're a superstar, you still ain't going to get all that much. So I want you to understand of the dirtiness of Dana White for years and years and years, how he treat the men and the women MMA fighters.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was just say, to get $1 million is a huge, massive payday. It's a huge payday in MMA.
Yeah, it really is. And then, like again, like PK said, you still gotta pay the amount, and then pay the devil Dana White. So you end up having with nothing.
Yep.
And so understand that, fam. That's why, like, when people talk about, I want to get MMA. You sure you want to get into that? I'm not saying they ain't not. If you go for the love it for what you saying, let's go. Now.
Yeah, I agree. If you love it, do it, man. If it's your passion, if all you think about is fighting and wanting to fight people, and you just have that fire in your belly, fucking do it, man. Fight because you love it and you want the fucking glory and you want to be the best. But don't do it because you think that you're going to be a rich man or woman, because unless you are the absolute best and the top, you're not going to be making millions and millions fighting in MMA. You just have to do like you say, you just have to do it for the love.
Yeah, do it for the love. Now let's talk about championship. Let's talk about different people. It goes. Let's start from the women. Um, who's who's which women that you like as a champion in MMA?
Well, I think unquestionably right now, Amanda Nunes is the most dominant women's mixed martial artist in my.
Not Chris Sahlberg no more.
Yeah, well, I think right now, because of her performance against Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, I
The
agree on that. Okay.
so, I mean, I'm not just throwing Chris Cyborg to the side. I think she's
No,
just,
no, no,
you
no,
know,
no. She's a great. She's
yeah,
a
oh yeah,
great.
no,
But a man, yeah, right. I
yeah,
get you. Okay.
I love Chris Cyborg, and I definitely ride with Chris Cyborg. But if you're asking me like who the best is right now, I think it's Amanda Nunes currently. But yeah, I think now I'll be completely honest with you, JT. I am much more knowledgeable on men's MMA as opposed to women's, but
Oh, okay.
uh, thanks to thanks to to Coach Sheldon Harrison, um,
Mhm.
I'm learning so much about women's MMA
Yeah.
and all the different fighters. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Amanda Nunes to me
Okay.
is up
Okay.
there.
Okay. Cool. Before I make my pick, then we gonna go switch the mans and stuff. But Coach Sheldon Harrison, his channel is Combat Sports, and he actually interviewed Amanda Nunes. He also interviewed Chris Sabo and other upcoming fighters that are women. So I urge the women to check him out and everything when he come back because I know he's busy, and so check him out. CSH Combat, and so I've been. And matter of fact, I've been in the chat, and I also been in the panel when he interviewed Chris Saab. But forever when was he on PK when he interviewed Chris Saab? Matter of fact, I was supposed to get on the panel, but it was a lot of people. I was there in the
Oh
chat.
man, yeah, I remember that.
All
Yeah,
right, all right, Sonny. Good night. And so,
salute,
thanks
son.
for
I
coming. And so that was a treat, And so I was, at first I was gonna pick Chris Albar, but I'm going with you, Amanda. Yo, you got it. A lot of people did not give her a chance.
I didn't. I picked Cyborg in that fight. Yeah, I ate crow on that one, man. I had to, just kind of had to tip my hat to Nunez.
Yeah, so I pick him. I pick Amanda, and I hope it's a rematch too. I really do.
Well, I heard I could be wrong about this, but I heard they might be. I don't know if they're gonna keep the featherweight division. I don't, because Amanda was a bantamweight champ. It was supposed to be
Anyway, right.
champ fight. Um, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna check on that right now, actually. But
Yeah, do that. Yeah, so people, we actually thanks for staying. Thanks for lock. Sonny for come, and then the ones who stayed, thanks a lot. It's going to be quite few stuff that we gonna talk about, and I'm telling you now, it is very shocking and very disturbing how the MMA has been running, and these people, these fighters actually fighting for peanuts. So it's like basically they almost fight for nothing.
money wise, yeah, it's compare. I mean, they train so hard, man.
Yeah.
They put their bodies through so much, and it's time away from their families. A proper training camp is like 3 months long, and you just all from what I hear from all the fighters that have been interviewed, for a lot of them, man, be in this certain state of mind when you're training for a fight, especially the few weeks leading up to it. And it's just it's hard to be with your family as much and to really focus on that. So it's very trying and taxing on a fighter to do it year round. And it's obviously they're doing it because they love it and they're signing up to do that. But I mean, damn, they should be compensated properly, considering the entertainment value and the show and the what they put on for all the fans.
Yeah. Now that's cool. I like that. I like that. Let's talk about the championship. Let's talk about the ones who got the belts and the ones that we go. Now we're gonna talk about the mains. Let's talk about Tyron Woodley,
Yes, indeed, the chosen one.
the chosen one. Yes, sir. Tell the people about Tyron Woodley. Tell them about the weight class that he went in, and tell them why he's great. Now I already know. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
But see, but you the special guest, so you run your mouth.
Yeah, I'll definitely run my mouth about Tyron Woodley, man. He's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, Tyron Woodley is the UFC welterweight champion. He is a long time UFC veteran. He fought in Strikeforce as well.
Yes.
But Tyron Woodley is a very underappreciated, undervalued champion.
Mm-hmm.
Considering well, I mean, we can really get into it. Like, so
go ahead, let's go.
Yeah. Let's get into this, man, because Tyron Woodley, he started out in Strikeforce, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went on this great run in Strikeforce, and then he fought, in my opinion, a juiced up Nate Marquardt, and he had his first loss. He got stopped by Nate Marquardt. It was a pretty brutal stoppage.
He's always been juiced up.
Yeah, but Nate Marquardt was definitely on this. It's pretty much widely known that he was. I mean, if you look at him in that fight, Nate Marquardt is a middleweight. He was huge in that fight. But he came back. And actually, that was his last fight in Strikeforce. So then he gets to the UFC and just sparks Jay Heron. And everybody's like, whoa, who is this guy? Right? He loses to Jake Shields, right? He loses a tough decision to Shields, who out-grappled him a little bit. Jake Shields is a lights-out wrestler. But then to what got people's attention with Tyron Woodley was really the Josh Koscheck knockout. I don't know if you remember that one. That was I encourage everyone, if you're just hearing about Tyron Woodley, go watch Tyron Woodley versus Josh Koscheck. He slept him, and that was a very statement win for him. And then he fought Carlos Condit after that, and that was when I really was like, damn, Woodley, because I was a big Condit fan, right? But he beat Condit. And then I was like, man, Woodley is really he's making a name for himself. He's climbing up the ranks. Then he has another setback, right? Then he loses to Rory McDonald. He gets out. He gets Rory just he mixed it up a lot. It was a good performance by Rory, but he lost to Rory. But that was the last time he lost, and that was in 2014. That was the last time Tyron Woodley lost, was 2014.
Almost 5 years, family. He went undefeated.
Yep. So after the Rory McDonald loss, he fights Dong Young Kim, stops him. Then he fought Kelvin Gastelum, who was about to fight for an interim title. He was about to fight for the UFC middleweight title before Robert Whittaker got hurt. So he beat Kelvin Gastelum, who's still dominant right now. Then, and this was when I really was like started to become a Tyron Woodley fan, because I was a big Robbie Lawler fan. So he beat Kelvin Gastelum, and he got the welterweight title shot, and he slept my boy Robbie Lawler. It broke my heart, but at the same time, it was like, man, I have no choice but to acknowledge Tyron Woodley as the champ. And since then, I just it's weird because he just gets all this. It's like, do you not realize how I guess people just don't know what a beast Robbie Lawler was, and how good Robbie Lawler was, and what kind of path and comeback he had. And for Tyron Woodley to just stop him right in his tracks and turn his
Mhm.
lights out with one punch, I don't think people appreciate what how crazy that was, and like, and what you can't help but acknowledge that, and that was a few years ago. So for me, that was when I'm saying that's when I became a Tyron Woodley fan, and since then, um, now this was another thing. He fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson twice after that, and that's when this is when Dana White really started um to start to shit on Tyron Woodley, um because Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, uh if people don't know, he is a karate specialist. He's a striking expert. He stopped Robert Whitaker, the current middleweight champion. He knocked Robert Whitaker out. He knocked Johnny Hendricks out, former welterweight champion. Um, Wonder Boy was on a tear, and going into that fight, I just, again, I don't think people appreciate what kind of what kind of challenge that Woodley was up against with Wonder Boy, and he dropped Wonder Boy in both of those fights. Dropped him with one punch, and nobody had ever really done that to Wonder Boy. Um, Not like that. Wonder Boy got beat up by Matt Brown, but he didn't get just dropped like that. Um, and Woodley, I thought Woodley won both those fights. I thought Woodley edged both those fights. So, and people and a lot of, man, I would read in the chats and all this
Mhm.
stuff like, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I would say I would read in the chats like, Woodley, and this is, I think it's just a lot of what some people might not realize is MMA has a lot of racism in it as far as the fans go. Like, there's just a lot of racist white casual MMA fans. There just are. It's bad if you go in the chats. Just a lot of racism. But it was just this hate for Woodley. They hated that he was winning. They hated that he was, and people said those fights were so boring. And Tyron Woodley even said himself afterwards, and this was back to your point about Dana White. You, if you're not the champion, you have nothing. You have no leverage. If you're not the actual champion, we're seeing this now with Tony Ferguson. If you're not the actual champion, you have no bargaining chips. So for Tyron Woodley, he's fighting an uphill battle anyway, against a racist owner, president, or whatever. Um, and if he's not the champion, if he doesn't have that belt around his waist, he doesn't get nearly the money. He's not going to get any push. It's just, it would just be even harder. So he can't just go out there recklessly. You just can't do that against Wonder Boy. If you go out there like that against Stephen Thompson, you're going to get slept if you just charge in crazy. So I thought those were really good, patient fights from Woodley, and I think he timed Wonder Boy, and he dropped him, man. Dropped him in both fights, and I think he edged it out. But then, yeah. So I know I'm kind of going on and on, but I mean, this isn't even, there's still two more fights, two more title defenses that you can now one of those Wonder Boy fights was a draw technically, but um he won the second fight, and then he had two more title defenses after that. So yeah, I mean, I can go on, man. I can definitely go on because Woodley is just not does not get the credit that he deserves. Um, after those fights, he fought Damian Maia, and what people might not realize is that Damian Maia is one of, if not the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner in the UFC. Like Damian Maia's Jiu-Jitsu, if there's only a couple other guys that you can say if you go to the ground with them, you're there's no way you are gonna get submitted. And Damian Maia is one of those guys. If you go to the ground with Damian Maia and you're not at least like a brown belt, or really just know what you're doing, you're gonna get submitted. And Tyron Woodley, I think he's stuffed like at least 17 takedowns and drop it. And that's the point, JT. That's the point when Dana White really started hating on
Mm-hmm.
Tyron Woodley.
Wow.
Was
Yeah.
the Damian Maia fight because afterwards, this is when he really started publicly shitting on Woodley. He was saying, that was a terrible fight. It was a record for least number of punches thrown, this and that. And Tyron Woodley had torn his shoulder in the first round. He tore
Mm-hmm.
he tore his fucking labrum in the first round, and still managed to stuff all those takedowns, hurt Damian Maia, and really that was another really calculated chess match of a performance from Tyron Woodley. And it's not the most, it wasn't a striking feast, but to really just, I don't think people really appreciate what that took, because you know that that's what Damian Maia is going to do. So you have to. That's kind of what makes Khabib dangerous. Is you have to defend the takedown at all costs. So he can get tricky like strikes off and stuff. So Damian Maia is a very tricky person to fight. But I think it's just ridiculous for Dana White to be to go out there um, and talk shit about a guy that's not only turned back two specialists, um, has been active fighting. He fought in he knocked out Robbie Lawler in July 2016. He fought Stephen Thompson on November 2016. He fought Stephen Thompson again next March, so March 2017. Then he fought Damian Maia in July of 2017. So he fought 4 times in 12 months. So he's been very active. Then he tears his shoulder, and instead of, oh man, that was crazy, you tore your shoulder and you still managed to stuff all those takedowns and dominate Damian Maia. No, that was terrible. That was a terrible performance. If that's just ridiculous to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. Cool. All right. That's all right. Now we told Ty. What other champions that you respect?
Um, I have respect for most, if not all, the champions, but I would say right now, I really think that Max Holloway is a great champion, a great featherweight champion. I think he's definitely the best featherweight. Um, TJ Dillashaw, he just lost to Henry Cejudo, but TJ Dillashaw is the bantamweight champion. I think he's probably the best bantamweight in the world. Um, I think I'm not a big fan of his, but I mean, John Jones is probably the best right now as far as mixed martial arts goes.
Yeah,
Until proven otherwise. Um,
yeah, that's true. But you know who I like though all time,
hmm
and before he lost to Silva is
Oh, yeah,
Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva, yeah,
The things he was, I'm like, what? I mean, one time he slipped and he jab knocked. I'm like,
yeah,
but I'm gonna tell you something. His ground game ain't all that bad either.
no, no, yeah, he's a black belt.
He's a black belt, Jiu-Jitsu, yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu family. He's a black belt. So and then also I like Rampage.
Yeah, yeah. Rampage was one of my favorites back in the day, man. Like, before I got into it like hardcore, he was always one of the guys that I liked, man. He was just wild, and yeah, I liked his personality, and he would just go in there and just knock people out, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. John Jones. Let's talk about John Jones a little bit.
Oh man,
Hey, come on now.
John Jones. I mean, it it just kind of it is what it is with Jones. He's one of the best, if not the best.
Mm-hmm.
And he just could not be more of a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's man, the guy he just can't seem to keep it together. Um, I don't know. I don't want to take up too much of the show with talking about John Jones's
Got you. I just wanted
but I'll just say this. Um, John Jones is John Jones is good for the sport because from a hardcore fan's perspective, he is so skilled and he is so smart in the cage or in the octagon that it is I can't help but be excited and intrigued when he fights. Like,
mm-hmm.
regardless of how I feel about him, I can separate the art from the artist. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and John Jones, it is definitely art when he gets in the octagon, man. And I like and to see him matched up against light heavyweight right now is hot. It's getting hot again, and there's a lot of contenders coming up. So I think it's an interesting. It's a very exciting time. Whether you love or hate John Jones, you're gonna get to see him in some really exciting fights coming up. I think because it sounds like he's gonna stay a light heavyweight. He told Cormier that if he wants to fight him again, he's got to come down to his weight. So I like to hear that.
Okay. Now you talking about Daniel Cormier, and then after that, matter of fact, let's hold him off a few minutes. Let's talk about to beat.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Man, that is actually has been kind of the talk of the town recently
Mm-hmm.
is what's happening with Khabib because he's suspended and they this is kind of another Dana White thing, another Dana White mess is Khabib suspended. He's self-imposing a suspension on because his teammates got suspended until November, so he's suspending himself until November. So what they did is they made an interim title fight. And they made it between Max Holloway and Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. Um, and that that definitely upset me because I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, where's Tony Ferguson and all this?
Right.
Because Tony, I mean, you probably know, but maybe the people don't know. So, like, they've tried to make the Tony Ferguson versus Khabib fight for about 4 different times,
Mm-hmm.
and just falling through. I think each got pulled out twice.
Mm-hmm.
So Khabib is the lightweight champion. He's definitely the most dominant lightweight right now, I feel. But Tony Ferguson is by far the second most dominant. And he's on an 11 fight win streak. But this is the thing. This is kind of what we're talking about with Dana White is you Khabib can do what he's doing because he's the champion and because he he's been so dominant. He's undefeated. He brings the Russian market into it. Dana White can sell that. Khabib is a draw. Khabib, and when you're a draw in the UFC, that just gives you certain leverage. So we're talking about superstars, right? Connor, Ronda Rousey, um, Anderson Silva, John Jones, and Khabib. Khabib has that, man. Khabib has a huge following, huge following. So Khabib can do that, but Tony really can't. So Tony and the weird thing is it's a convoluted thing, but Tony Ferguson was already the interim champion.
Right.
He had already won that fight. He already beat I think he beat Kevin Lee, if I'm not mistaken. I think he beat Kevin Lee for the interim title. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, he had won the interim. He was the interim champion. And then they just when Khabib came back, they just made it just disappeared, and that Khabib fought Connor for the title.
Right.
So when Dana White went to him and said, "Yo, Khabib isn't going to be back till November. We're making an interim title bout. Max Holloway's coming up from 45. He is gonna. Do you want the fight?" Tony said, "No." Like, and his reasoning is like, yeah, the interim title means nothing. You don't get paid more money. You're not the real champion. When the real champion comes back, that it doesn't matter. And Dana White can really do whatever he wants. Dana White has promoted interim champions to champions on a whim. He's taken interim titles away on a whim. Dana White, whatever the hell he wants to do, he's going to do it. And it's at the expense of the fighters. And it's definitely, you know, this is definitely very unfortunate for Tony Ferguson, but it just speaks to this is Dana White's mess. He made this by having too many interim titles out there. There's too many events out there. It's gotten to the point where it's diminishing the value of the championship. It's watering down the product overall. You're getting good fights, but having the interim fights constantly is like, well, what is the championship for? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. So what about the other champions?
So let's see. You got Khabib at lightweight. You got the chosen one, Tyron Woodley, who's going to fight Kamaru Usman here this Saturday. Then at middleweight, see, middleweight's kind of a mess right now too. Middleweight, you got Robert Whitaker had a hernia, and he had to get emergency hernia surgery at the 11th hour, right before he was supposed to fight Kelvin Gastelum. So now enter this rising superstar in Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. He's in an interim title shot now with Kelvin Gastelum. But I will say this: I think that's one of the instances where it actually makes sense to have an interim title. He's injured. We don't know when he's going to be back. But it's weird because Dana White, you do get these great fights, but he's not doing it for the fighters. He's doing it to try and make money, and the fighters are just because of how little he pays them compared to their work. It's just not. He's just kind of forcing them into a situation where they're kind of just You have to do it for the love. You're not going to be able to make money like we were saying.
So let me ask, so let me ask you a question. The only way that they gonna make money, that's when Dana White gotta turn everything over, right?
Yeah, the only way they can really make money is if first of all they're a champion, and you have to be a big draw. You can't just be like if you're a great fighter, but and I can't think of good examples off the top of my head, but unless you have some kind of like you're really charismatic or you talk a lot of shit or something, you have to have some kind of like or you're someone like Khabib who you're bringing like almost a whole country behind you. Um, but even sometimes that's not enough. You just have to have a selling factor. It's all business to Dana White. He's just in the business of promoting these fights. Um, but he has so much power that you really just you don't have leverage unless you are a dominant champion and a superstar at that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. So like I said, this is not an interview. We just chopping it up.
Yeah, man.
What is the status of MMA right now?
Man, I think it's weird, man, because we are getting some good fights. We're getting some good fights, but there is this. It's kind of like boxing. There's good and bad. You're getting some good fights, but in MMA, it's oftentimes expensive to fighter, especially with the pay. Um, but the state of MMA, I would say it isn't too bad. Um, it isn't too bad, but there are, and I just keep going back to Tyron Woodley. This will be his fifth title defense because he just beat Darren Till last year, like late last year, um, and he injured himself again in that fight. He had to have hand surgery, so he's coming back off of that, and I think that that is one of the instances where it's like, okay, that is definitely not good. Tyron Woodley should definitely be celebrated as a champion. Um, there's no reason for him not to get the push that some of the other fighters are getting. Um, he is charismatic. He has a great personality. He's a great role model. He's a family man. He's a businessman. He works as an analyst as well as a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, he's just a dominant champion, and he has the it factor. But what he doesn't have, uh, first of all, you know, he's a brother, so he has that going against him when it comes to Dana White. Um, and not only that, but he doesn't do what Dana White wants him to do. He says he speaks his mind, um, and he stands up for himself.
Mm.
And Dana White doesn't like that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So um, this is. Oh yeah. And then other fighters in the past that I like. Oh man. What's his name? He beat Rampage. What's his name?
Vanderlei Silva.
Not him. Not him. There's a black. Damn. What his name? He was a lightweight. Oh my. He was a great. I forgot his name. I think it's Lance something. No, it's not Lance.
What style fighter was he?
To me, he was like Jujutsu, half Jujutsu, but he was a boxer.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna pull up Rampage right now. pull up Rampage's record right now. We'll get to the bottom of this.
It's not Rampage. I know. He beat Rampage.
Okay.
Damn, what is that?
We'll start there. Man, yeah, I know I can kind of ramble, JT, but I just want people to know what's
No, no,
going
no, no,
on with
no, no. That's what I want. That's what I want anyway. It's great. I want people to know. Yes.
yeah, I want people to know, like, especially with Tyron Woodley, man, that he's because he doesn't get that push. He doesn't get the push from Dana White, and he's one of the he's a top pound for pound fighter. I think he's number 6 in the pound for pound rankings,
Mm-hmm.
and you just wouldn't know. All right, let me look at Rampage's record here. All right, did he lose to Rampage like back in the day?
Yes.
Or did he beat Rampage back in the day?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. All right, Rampage's losses. Let's see. He lost to Sakuraba. Lost to Vanderlei. Was it Shogun? Was it Shogun Hua?
What's a Shogun?
Forrest Griffin.
No.
Sugar Rashad Evans.
No.
Okay, he lost to John Jones, lost to Ryan Bader, lost to Glover Teixeira. Glover had good boxing. He lost to King Mo too.
Oh man, maybe it's the wrong one. I forgot. Oh man, I forgot his name. He was Yeah, I forgot. Well, it's all right. Man, because he fought also he fought against oh man, what's his name? What's that heavyweight name? I knew it too. Let me pull it up. Heavyweight name.
Who's your favorite fighter?
He fought Silva. I remember he fought Silva. Not El Silva. Vanderlei.
Yeah.
I remember he fought Vanderlei.
Oh, the guy you're thinking of fought Vanderlei?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can. Do you know if he beat
Evans? Last name Evans.
Rashad Evans.
Right there, you go.
Yeah, Rashad Evans.
Rashad Evans, right?
Yeah. Oh man. So I know you remember when he knocked out Chuck Liddell.
Did not.
I know you remember when Evans knocked out Liddell. He hit him with that overhand right. That was the one where Chuck shit his pants. He hit him so hard that he knocked him unconscious and he shot himself.
What?
Yeah, that was.
I heard about that too. I seen that. I seen the fight.
Yeah, that was Chuck was coming into that fight. I remember I saw that and my jaw dropped open because Chuck had been had been on a roll, and man, yeah, old
yeah, he's all time great too.
Yeah, Rashad was nice.
Well, he was an excellent. He was an excellent wrestler too. He was very unpredictable, but he had he also had a nice laugh too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Rashad really developed like his striking pretty good. He got a good developed like a good high kick and a good good left hook and that overhand.
Oh yeah, but you know one thing, get back to Tyron Woodley. He got a wicked leg kick.
He does.
He break people's I'm like that. He reminds me a little bit of Anderson Silva. Woodley. Yeah, he do a little bit.
Yeah, he Woodley's really developed as a really complete fighter. He used to just be, a wrestler that had overhand right. But yeah, he's developed a pretty decent jab. Got a good left hook. Got a good uppercut too, and he does nice clinch work. Good low kick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was one of those that you could tell every year he just added something to his arsenal and got better.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He's like well, another notch. I like.
Yeah. His last fight when that was another instance. Darren Till Dana White was pushing Darren Till so hard. He went in there and pushed Darren Till right up through the ranks, and I'm telling you, he was the great White Hope, and Woodley, it was Darren Till's this great striker, he's huge, this and that. Woodley drops him with the right hand and then chokes him out. He hit him with nasty elbows from the top, and then choked him out with that Darce choke. And Woodley and he got his black belt right after that. Den Thomas dropped the black belt on him right after he beat Darren Till. So, like you said, he continues to improve and add wrinkles to his game. And I
think his ground game improved a lot.
Yeah, he's nice on Tyron Woodley's very dangerous on the ground.
You can't. It's like he remind me of Anderson Silva. How you could be? I think one day Silva he got too cute and stuff.
Yeah,
but his knockouts was what?
Yeah. Anderson Silva. I mean, that's part of what made him so great is the fact that he did do some of the histrionics or whatever, some of the taunting and stuff, and that is so crowd pleasing. But it can come at a price too. But man, Tyron Woodley is no nonsense when he gets
no nonsense. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna end this in a few minutes. Anybody, are you willing to take any questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. Anybody that want to ask questions, feel free. And we can keep on talking, brother. We keep on talking while we wait and everything. So,
who's your favorite fighter, JT?
Of MMA?
Yeah, in MMA.
Me, it's hard to say because each fight I could pick it being a different dimension. But I said right out is back then I like Rampage because he had power.
Yeah.
I like Rashard Evans.
Mm-hmm.
I like Chuck Liddell. And I like the what's his name? The Hispanic guy. What is his name? He can never be who is it? He can never beat the big one, but he always right now I like Daniel Cormier.
Mm-hmm.
I do. He came a long way.
Yeah.
But I think what hurts Daniel Cormier, despite I mean to bring his name up, Jones. To me, he's a great. Don't get me wrong, he's a great.
Right.
But to me, if you can never beat John Jones, people say, but he's juicy. That's not the point. The point is he beat you.
Right.
And to me, if he beat John Jones, I put him up there. You know what I'm saying? Like Anderson Silva, I put him up there. Yeah. But he's a great. He's a great, and also definitely there's Tyron Woodley.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the lady, I would say it's to be Sidebar.
Yeah.
But I had to put Amanda. I have to because she's champion. But I really see. I think my all-time. I can't even. I think it's my all-time favorite. I could say that Anderson Silva because he did it for years.
Yeah, that's man.
You got to give me. He did it for years.
Oh yeah, he did it for a long time. Anderson Silva is one of the greats.
UFC, he would box. You got to understand. A lot of people don't understand. At that time, they were showing on regular cable TV. They didn't really have pay-per-view at that time.
Oh yeah.
So all the fights used to come on like Fox. You see it, and every time I say Anderson Silva, I say, "Yo, it's gonna be a knockout." Yeah. He was like a Tyson, man. I'm like, God damn.
Oh God. Yeah, when he was coming up, because he got into the UFC a little bit later.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, when he was tearing through the ranks, it was crazy to see, and he was so he mixed it up.
Yeah, he mixed it up, and I was like, I remember it was one time. This is what I was back. This I'm talking about in the '90s when I was married,
Hmm.
and I remember I ordered a pizza, and I said, "Yeah, this guy, he fought against Robbie. It was Robbie something. You can hear me?
Robbie Lawler.
Yeah." And I went downstairs, and then my ex-wife, she says, "That fight is over." No, no, I just went downstairs in a minute. She said, "It's over." I said, "Damn." And it was quick. He hit him with the knee. I was like, oh my God. I don't want to see no replay. And make it so bad. I was so pissed I ain't eat pizza like in 3 hours. I was pissed off. I said, Dad, play with him a little bit till I get upstairs. And I never forget, he is like, and he was another one that was part of that family, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too.
Hmm.
I think he was a black belt, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a black belt. Yeah, and then I start seeing him like I think his ground game is very underrated.
yeah, I agree.
It's very underrated to me. It's very he used to get quite a few submissions and stuff like that. And there's another heavyweight too that I used to like. Oh my.
My favorite heavyweight is Junior Dos Santos because he was
Oh,
not he
that's
had those
hands down. He got heavy hands, man.
he got those hands, but he got that boxing.
Yeah, but he could wrestle though too.
Yeah, man, Junior
But he got
was my
heavy
dude, man.
hands. God damn.
Still,
He-
he turned back the clock just recently. He knocked out Tai Tuivasa.
yeah.
With that was nice to see that, man. See, because I think Shogun had done the same thing. I think Shogun came back and got a win. I can't remember who was against, but yeah, it was cool to see them, man. Yeah, I always like Junior. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a vet, man.
Yeah,
And he's definitely Hall of Fame. Definitely first ballot.
yeah.
He got heavy hands. Anybody that wants to ask a question, feel free to put it out there. Because of the few, we're gonna close this out and everything. So, but we can keep on talking till time. But you do you so let me ask you this question.
Hmm.
Name some of the MMA fighters that we need to look out for in the future that you feel that's gonna be possible champions.
Okay. Well, right now, I would say fighters that are gonna be could be champion. I'm talking like in the next year. I'd say definitely look out for Thiago Santos.
Okay.
Um, he's a Brazilian fighter. He's most likely gonna get the winner of John Jones and Anthony Smith, and that's this weekend.
Mhm.
But look out for him. Um, let me think. Um, I'll tell you, a brother that's a young brother that's on the rise right now, is Devonte Smith. Devonte
Okay.
Smith, is a good, he's a good prospect, that's on the rise right now. So definitely check him out. We could see some really good things from him in the future. Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, there's a guy fighting, on, the preliminary card at UFC
Uh,
235, this weekend. His name is Zabit Magomed Sharipov. I know it's a mouthful, but he's also a star on the rise. And also, I would definitely be remiss if I didn't mention Israel Adesanya. For those that some a good amount of people might know about him, but if you don't, he's definitely a superstar in the making.
Okay.
And he's got an interim title fight coming up against Kelvin Gastelum at UFC 236, and that's going to be April 12th or 13th.
Mm-hmm. Where's that going to be at?
That is, I think that's going to be in Atlanta. I think it's the weekend of the 12th or 13th in Atlanta. And so that is,
So is that going to be pay-per-view?
I think it'll be pay-per-view. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm almost positive that the event this weekend, UFC 235, is going to be pay-per-view. I'd have to think so, with like it being such a big, like, John Jones fighting, Tyron Woodley fighting, what have you. But yeah, I don't know if 236 will be or not, because it's for two interim belts.
Right.
I'm not sure.
So let me ask you this question. Anybody that want to ask questions, put it down in the chat. Let me read this before I answer this question. Jay Dixon, thanks for coming. He said Molly shot for 42 takedowns, got 0. Behab TV, I feel John Jones' ground game is underrated. I agree on that. Jay Dixon let people check out Woodley's Champ Life on YouTube. Yeah, I seen that. That was impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. Podcast, don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. And also, I got PayPal. Anybody want to donate to PayPal? Feel free. Also, I got I got super chat. Hit that. Very much appreciated. And Jay Dick said, "Oh yeah, you got a question." Jay Dick said, "PK, what fighter do you think need to hang it up this year?" That's an excellent question.
Oh man, salute to my dude Jay, man. He always comes through my chats, man. So salute to that brother. That's a great question. Fighter I think needs to hang it up. There's a couple. In the UFC. I was gonna say I don't really want to see Machida fight anymore, but he's in Bellator. Man, now of course, put me on the spot. I can't.
Now, Spain Bellator that people don't know.
So Bellator is probably they're of all the MMA promotions, they're the second biggest. But I think Fedor needs to hang it up. He fights at Bellator, and he just got knocked out by Ryan Bader. I think he needs to hang it up. I think I don't really want to see. I think I don't know about Carlos Condit. If he loses again, I think he might need to. I think he might need to stop. He's lost 5 in a row.
Oh yeah, I would say him.
Yeah,
you need to hang. If you lose 5 in a row, you tapped out. You need to let go.
Yeah, that's six losses in a row.
Oh, 6. Look, that's worse.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. Man, that's a great question though.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Anderson's fighting again, but I don't really like seeing guys fighting into their mid 40s. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, if you can do it, more power to you. But I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you too. When we was talking about almost 2 hours ago about Dana Smith, he don't have a safety net for these fighters.
No, it's just dollar signs.
It's just dollar signs. So sometimes they have to fight to still making money, in a way, still be right.
That's a great point. That is a great point.
And that's how I feel. That's why I was telling the family in the chat. You got. That's what we were. That's why I had PK Boxing, y'all, to tell y'all about the business, because everybody said these fighters need to be retired, and some of them they got retired. They still got to pay mortgage. They still, and I mean, then they still got to pay the people that help them out. And a lot of them come from companies too. So they got to pay a fee to the companies.
Right, and just real quick on Woodley
Right.
again. You know, they tried to make the most recent development between the most recent feud between him and Dana White, or part of it was Dana White wanted him. They tried to make this fight with Kamaru Usman a last minute thing. They tried to make him a replacement, and Tyron Woodley said, "Nah, man, I've been training my whole camp for Colby Covington. If it's not going to be Covington, then we're going to have to reschedule this event." And it's just he kind of has to be like that to make sure that he is putting himself in the best position to keep his belt. That's Dana White has created this environment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Another question from the one and only J.A. Dixon,
Yes,
B.J.
sir.
Penn, Chaz Sana, Fedro, Korup, and Chris Wyman.
Yep.
I don't understand. So, do you
Yeah.
think
Guys that need to hang it up? Is that what you meant?
that you said that you trying to ask J.A. Dixon? Could you clear that up for us, please? Now, B.J. Penn got.
Oh yeah, God, that's another one. That is another guy. God, I don't want. Yeah, that's another
He
one.
let a
Can't believe I
journeyman
forgot
knock him out. He let a journeyman knock him out.
Yeah, I mean, he got knocked out by Yair, and then he came back and got his knee popped by Ryan Hall. Um, Ryan Hall is a jujitsu submission expert, especially with the legs. They call it I think it's called a 50-50 position, and he's really good with like the heel hooks and the knee bars and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, he did the damn thing on BJ Penn, popped his knee, and BJ Penn's another guy I don't want to
Yeah.
see fight anymore.
Oh, yeah. Jay Dixon said, yeah, all those guys need to quit fighting. Okay.
Completely agree. I mean, Chris Weidman has had some brutal losses recently. That knockout against Jacare was really, really bad.
Oh, I thought that was definitely brutal. I was like, oh, dang.
He looked like a vegetable on the ground. JT. He looked
Yeah.
he looked. I didn't like that, man.
I didn't see the fight, but I see the replay. I see that didn't look right. It looked like a
Bro.
permanent vegetable. I was like, no.
Yeah. Man. That's a good call, Jay. Yeah, I definitely agree with those.
Excellent call. Excellent. I like that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with those fights. They should need to hang up. And Chad Sonny too. He be getting put last 2 years I seen him. He be getting put out.
Oh yeah, old Chael P. Yeah, he needs to hang it up. He is the only guy that can just keep talking himself back into these ass whoopings.
Yeah, but that's all I understand. Like he be on sportscaster. He knows the game. Why you keep on getting back in and you getting floored down? You got an excellent. Again, I'm talking about getting stretched. This
Yeah.
is not like you submit somebody. You hear what I'm saying?
Well,
He be getting stretched.
yeah, and the guy, I mean, he just got knocked out by Fedor, and Fedor needs to hang it up. You know what I mean? Man.
I don't know. I don't understand. If there's any more questions, let me know right now while I'm waiting. Cause like I said, in a few minutes, the PK boxing, the MMA, he gonna say his last remarks, and then he gonna stay there. I'm gonna say my last remarks, and that is it. So if anybody else right now that has some more questions, let me know. While we waiting, I want to thank you, brother, so much to come here and bless the channel. And this was good. I mean, this was great. I had fun and everything.
Oh, JT, man, thank you, man. This was a real treat. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really appreciate this.
Yeah. Again, now you another not underrated one knows MMA too.
Oh yeah, bet your ass.
So they be like, dang, what's yeah. I know MMA too, so but I guess it seemed like nobody. I want to thank everybody in the chat to come, and I appreciate that. And everybody, I'm not gonna name anybody. The beautiful one and that beat. Thanks for blessing me. The super chat. She blessed me with 30. I appreciate that. Um, I want to thank. Let me check the chat one more time. See anybody because I don't want people like this. And I want to thank everybody. Thanks for coming out to bless my brother PK Boxing and MMA. Before you make your last remarks, tell them about your channel, please.
Absolutely. You can follow me at PK Boxing and MMA on YouTube, and followed shortly by that same name on some other platforms, Twitter as well. But more to come on that.
Oh yeah, let me know, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let me know so we could chop it up there. And also, if y'all wanna, I got Facebook, I got Twitter, um, and I got Instagram. It's in my description. So all you need to do is go down there, go down there, and y'all can keep in contact with me. So just go to my description box. Okay, after all that. Okay. Last remarks, please, brother.
Oh man, JT, thank you so much, man. This really was a treat and a blessing and an honor. Um, salute to you and everyone in the chat. And I appreciate all the support. I really do. And yeah, it was great to come on here. I know I can get a little long in the tooth sometimes, but
No, it's
I
cool. You fine. You fine.
I think it's important to let people know what the real deal is with this MMA thing and the UFC. But yeah, everybody, make sure you guys go check out UFC 235 this weekend, man. Support the brother Tyron Woodley, support Kamaru Usman,
Mhm.
and even check out the John Jones Anthony Smith fight. But yeah, thanks again, brother, and I'd love to do it again sometime.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I want you to stay right there. Stay right there. I want to thank everybody to come out to support my brother PK boxing and MMA. We talk about a lot of stuff tonight. And even some of it is racial, some of it is sexist and stuff. And but let's start a movement to support these fighters and to let Dana White know that what you're doing is wrong. And the ones that with him, let's call them out. These MMA fighters need to get top-notch dollars than other sports. They take their body and ridicule. I'm talking about they fight different styles. They go through brutal. And we got to show some respect. And so, on behalf of the chat, also, oh yeah, I want you to share this stream, please. Share the stream with us throughout social media, right? Share the stream. It was history in the making. All right, so on behalf of the people in the chat and my special guests, PK Boxing and MMA, and sports and politics darkness round table. Until next time, thanks again, PK Boxing. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother, and salute to the mighty LDBC and the mighty LDMMAC.
Yeah, say it again. Say it again.
Salute to the mighty Lions Den boxing community and Lions Den mixed martial arts community. Thanks
There
again.
it is. Okay. There it is. So on that note, thanks again. This one is Ghettoast.